Okay, so based on what we have really been seeing on the markets and as how prices continues to evolve, I'm expecting that further market movement will be happening. So let us see how it will be working next, guys. Alright, so what really happened last night until today, guys? Okay, so certainly one of the biggest and a major thing that has been happening on the market is we are currently seeing a good possibility that prices has been overextended on the long run, and that's why we are seeing that prices has been going down. But I would say this is a pretty healthy correction, as we don't really see any major market movement immediately breaking down major support area, and certainly there's a good chances to see prices immediately goes back higher. But certainly from what I'm expecting on the short term, I'm expecting that prices will be consolidating between 3480 3450, guys, because as prices has been overextended on a long period, I'm expecting that prices should be slowing down for now, guys. Alright. So I'm going to view how what's going to happen in the short term. But certainly with what has been going on, I think it's very much important for me to discuss what's going on the long-term market movement. And I'm going to switch towards the daily charts as usual. So if you guys are looking at a pretty short candlestick, it's definitely going to be on the daily charts, because I think that it's pretty much important for us to discuss what could be happening on the gold market, and let us start from there on the long-term market movement. So on the long-term market movement, it's been very clear that we have already been expecting that prices has going to hit our short-term market movement at 3,500 over this week, guys, and it has just happened very fast and unexpected. But certainly prices has already hit our price target at 3,500, as you guys could see. And for now, from what I'm expecting coming out of the market is we're going to see some particular reaction coming out from the market as prices has been hitting the highs and has been rallying from 3,000 and not having any significant pullback. So if you guys take a closer look, that since our buy area at 3,000, prices has been going on a rally of 15%, and that's a really big jump. And without those geopolitical instability and a lot of things happening around the world, we are not going to see that price happening. And right now we are seeing those. And certainly one of the main key things that I'm trying to look out is whether the prices has been moving well. And certainly the rally has been well, because rally is a rally. We are going to see prices immediately goes higher and higher without any signs of slowing down, and certainly that has been happening, guys. Alright, so gold market movement on that side has been actually moving in that direction on the long run, and I'm expecting that gold prices will be slowing down after hitting the highs. But on the long run, I'm expecting a pullback is necessary. So basically what I'm looking at the market for now, probably hitting back towards the low before going back higher, guys. Alright, so definitely I'm expecting that a significant or healthier pullback on the market will be moving well, and certainly it will be the better case on the gold market on the long run. Because if prices just keeps on going higher and higher without having any break, without any rest, I'm afraid that the movement won't be long enough, guys. Alright, so certainly I'm expecting that prices should be slowing down, and then we could see prices starts jumping back higher on the next week, guys. Alright, since it has already been hitting our price target in a very short period of time, certainly an expectations of a market slowdown is a very healthy market reactions from what I'm thinking on the market, guys. Alright, so far everything has been going well, honestly speaking, on the long run, but a slowdown is a necessary thing. Okay, that's the view on the long run, but what's going to happen on the short run? So maybe if you guys have been watching our live streaming sessions, last night we actually talked about the possibility that we are going to see prices consolidate near 3,400, and we did see those, and prices immediately jumps higher after breaking out higher on later market movements. And so I think that's a good thing, guys, because from how the market reaction has been working, we are seeing that prices has been able to hold up itself pretty well. And as you guys could see, after our sessions ended, we are actually looking at a good possibility that gold has been continuing moving higher, even though it consolidated quite a big range. But afterwards, we do see prices immediately goes higher and jumps higher. So that's the view on the gold market, and certainly with that, I'm actually expecting that prices could be continue even going higher, but prices has been overextended. That's a very key theme on the market, I would say. I wouldn't expect that prices keeps on going higher and higher without any break, any rest, any pullback. And right now we are actually seeing the possibility of a pullback towards 3,400. But for now, if we take a look on the market, on the Asian market session starts, we see prices jumps immediately from 3,450, and right now we are seeing prices has already been hitting the highs at 3,500 in a short momentum. And afterwards we start to see prices starts to slow down, going lower. And if you guys take a closer look, that prices has been moving on a minor trend, that prices has been moving on a swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low. Okay, so low high, lower low, lower high, and lower low over the course of 4 hours, guys. Alright, so this is certainly showing us the secondary trend is still existed. And maybe we are expecting a little bit of a market slowdown, which has already started to happen. And we'll see. If prices are able to break out, we are going to make some good moves, we are going to make some buys. That is certainly the case. But if price action suddenly slows down, consolidating around this price, there are good chances to see consolidations will be around the range of 3,430 plus. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at the market for now. Consolidations around here. So if prices is able to withhold and maintain prices above 3,442 to 3,450, we are going to see prices are able to stand itself and going back higher. So there's two scenarios. We'll be watching and waiting because today's market session has already opened on the US side, and most of the equity markets around Europe has also starts to open. So maybe we are going to see a little more volatility coming up next on the market, guys. All right. Okay, so with that, I'll be waiting for my chances. And if you guys are enjoying what we have been reviewing on the long term, a pullback before going back higher, and short term, we'll be waiting for more confirmations on the market. Definitely, if you guys are enjoying our live streaming sessions, don't forget to follow, like, and share. And if you guys wanted more than that, want more signals, want to chat with other traders, you guys are welcome to check out my profile, and you guys could get access to it, those guys. Alright. Okay, so let us see where it will be bringing us next, because right now I'm expecting that price action could be a bit slower as we are almost entering US market sessions in a few hours. So we're going to see market will be moving a bit slower, and from what I do know that there won't be a lot of news coming up this week, so I won't be expecting a lot of market changes from the news side or any bigger volatility happening in the market for this week, unless Thursday we'll be having a S&P manufacturing and composite data, as well as initial jobless claims and US durable goods. Other than that, I'm not seeing any big market movement happening on the news side. So overall, everything has been quite in line with our view, guys. All right. Okay, so we are going to see how the price reaction works, and if everything goes well, we are going to see consolidations. If it goes bad, we are going to see prices breaks down lower. So we are expecting the two market scenario, and let us see how the market reaction works next, guys. All right. Okay, so if you guys are enjoying our live, don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe, and share this live with your friends, and definitely I believe this could help them on their trading. Okay, so right now let me just delete this so I could view the market easily, and in a moment I'll be checking out what could be happening on the silver market as well with you guys together, so we could be seeing how the market movement works. Okay, so for now, price movement will be slow. It has been always the case in these times, so patience are required. Maybe around this time we could be getting a good entry point and a good consolidations that really build up the setup for the next hours to come. Okay, so certainly this time we'll be patient and analyzing what could be happening on the market and what we could be using out of this market movement, guys. All right. So far market movement hasn't been much, it is expected, so we'll see how it goes next. But certainly it's a good thing because we got some confirmations that price today will be slowing down. We are going to see price to go down, guys. All right. So if you guys have any questions about the market, you can let me know on the comments, guys. All right. Okay, so now let us see what happens next. Everything has been in line, not a lot of changes, which is definitely a good thing. Okay, price actions still slows down. Good chances to see prices to slowing down around these ranges, and it will be determining where it will be moving next, guys. All right. So far price reaction has been slow, it's going down. Certainly it has been conforming to the minor downtrend, and we are going to see the same reactions as well on the silver market. So let us see what's happening on the silver market, guys. Right. Okay, so far, like I said, the movement on the silver market has been very critical, especially conforming back towards its original uptrend channel. And what we are seeing right now on this long-term market movement, we have been seeing resistance area has been strong. It has been unable to breaking out of $33.10, and that really gives us a little bit of a platform, a resistance around that side, and showing us that we are going to see silver prices to move on a very tight range as the moment we are speaking, guys, because over the last 5 days, 6 trading days, we have already been seeing prices has been consolidating around this area, guys. And with this kind of market movement, this is actually I would say uncertainty, because we are not seeing that silver starts to break out, going higher with the same market movement happening on the rally, guys. But we are saying that there's a good possibility that prices will start moving higher once we are getting confirmations, because right now on the short-term side, we are just seeing that prices has been moving on the sideways from 14th of April till this day, guys. Alright, so that means we are not seeing any big market movement happening, and we are going to expect that prices will be slowing down around those ranges as prices hasn't been moving much, and right now we are testing the support of its original uptrend channel. This few days or even next week will be a very key market movement happening, as if prices starts to drop down $32.40 and close below those prices on the long run. And right now we are looking at daily charts silver price, as you guys could see, XAUUSD. So these few weeks and few days, it's very important to see whether silver market will be sustaining its uptrend on how the market movement works in the next few days, guys. Alright, so that's my view on the long run, as price reaction hasn't been similar to gold, and definitely silver is not benefiting much out of those. I would say we need to look back and see what does the silver market offering us right now, guys. Alright, so far from what we have already been getting on the short-term market movement, based on the 15-minute time frame charts that we have always been looking at, it's been very clear that prices last night are still unable to break out of the resistance, and it has a very clear market movement, even though at the same time we do see yesterday gold price action breaks out of 3,400 during this period. And so far afterwards we do see silver prices broke down, meanwhile we see gold prices goes up. So if I'm showing you guys the chart, you guys could see that gold prices just broke out going higher and higher. Meanwhile, we are seeing that silver prices do indeed collapse, and that's definitely not a good thing, and it's showing us that gold market movement has been stronger compared to silver. And from those market movement, we have already been seeing that silver prices instead just consolidate whenever gold prices goes higher, as you guys could see here. And suddenly when the gold prices drops, we are seeing silver prices are following along. So certainly this is not a good thing, but on one hand, with the prices on silver has just been moving on the sideways over the last 1 week, it's a good thing to say that we are going to get a good trading range around here, guys. Alright, so let's say this market ranges hasn't changed much. We're actually seeing a good possibility that on the sideways range there are some good opportunities to buy on the low, sell on the highs, because that's what has been happening on the market for a few days, guys. Alright, so prices has been near here, we could be getting some good buys near the low, near the support, and do some sells on the high side, guys, on the silver side. But other than that, if as a swing trader, I'm not looking at a very good chances to make some long-term market movements or any swing movement with this kind of slowing market movement, guys. Right, so far that is what I'm looking at the market. Short term, I'm looking at sideways. Long term, I'm waiting for more confirmations, but the tendency is I'm expecting that prices could hold itself pretty well, but not going to show us any clear market movement going up on the market, guys. Okay, so that's my view on silver. I'm a little bit of neutral on the short term and waiting for more confirmations on the long run. Gold, I'm still very much bullish, but today I'm expecting a little pullback is definitely necessary to see price reaction to move much better on the long run. Okay, so far from what we have already been receiving, from what we have already been looking at the market, prices has actually been reacting quite well. Prices has been going higher, so certainly that's the case. And there's good chances to see that if prices are still able to withhold itself, we are going to see prices goes back higher. But if not, we are still waiting for more confirmations, guys. All right. Okay, So far this is what I'm looking at. We are going to see whether the support area here works well. So I'll be just moving this box here. We'll see whether the support area sustain itself pretty well, or if prices will be breaking down lower. Okay. If support are still able to stand, we are going to see good chances of a good buying setup near the low here. Okay, if not, you are going to see how the price action works on later. Okay. So if you guys are enjoying our live sessions, you guys can definitely follow, like, and share our live streaming sessions. And definitely if you have any questions or anything that you guys are curious about trading, that you guys feel that you guys want some answers, you guys are welcome to let me know on the chats, guys, on the comments. I'll be reading and I'll be discussing with you guys if you guys do have any questions about the market, guys. All right. Okay, so far prices hasn't been moving much. We are expecting bigger market movement happening next. So let us see, guys. All right. Okay, so we have already been discussing what's happening on gold, what's happening on silver, and let us take a closer look what could be happening on the market next, guys. All right. So I definitely believe that with the market movement happening on gold and silver, I still see a good possibility that we could be seeing better market movement happening next, guys. Right, so let us see what could be happening on the countering pair against the gold and silver, because if you guys do pay attention that XAU, we have the US dollar on the backside. So definitely we are seeing that whatever happens against the gold is definitely has some impact by the US dollar index affecting the gold market. So I think it's a good time for us to try to take a look at what is happening on the US dollar index, and later on we could be actually looking at a good possibility that there will be some good market movements happening on the US dollar index, and we'll see whether other currency market movement has been giving us some clarity where the next market movement will be heading soon. Okay, so we'll see on those sides, and we'll be able to judge whether any market movements starts to happen and what we could be making out of those market movement next, guys. All right, so in a moment I'll be taking a closer look with you guys what's happening on the US dollar index, and we'll see how it affects other trading pairs, guys. All right. Alright, so right now I'm showing you guys what's happening in terms of the US dollar index, and you guys could see it very clearly, guys, that prices has been dropping in a very sharp movement and actually show no signs of reversal. And mostly what we are looking at the market is the signs that prices starts to slow down. But certainly the slowdown doesn't mean any reversal is coming up next, but instead because we're actually looking at the possibility of a slowdown, a short-term rebound, and then we could be actually seeing prices continues to go lower as a result, guys. Okay, so there's a lot of possibility for that to happen, and we'll see how that works, guys, because with this kind of market movement, I'm expecting that prices could be moving even further on later on the market, guys. Alright. So let us see where this brings us next. And so on the long-term market, nothing much has changed. My personal opinion and my view on the market is still very clear that we are seeing that prices are still under a lot of pressure, and we do see that prices has been moving in that direction, hasn't giving us any big market changes. So from there, I'm pretty sure to see a good possibility that market on the US dollar side starts to slow down on the short term, giving us a small rebound at around $99.40 before we start to see prices to go down slower. But the downtrend on the long term, it's very clear. We are not seeing any big changes, and we are still seeing the possibility that prices on the US dollar index will be further weakened. And as a result, I'm expecting that prices could even drop even further on with no signs of any improvement. And coming out from those markets, I'm pretty much confident to say that today's market movement, even though we are seeing a little bit of starts to showing us some green candlestick, but one candlestick doesn't mean anything, guys. We need to see a set of candlestick, how it has been moving, the overall market movement, how the chart pattern has been moving. And certainly what we have already been seeing here is prices starts to slow down, giving us a little of rebound around here, and we see prices starts to have the possibility to have a short-term rebound before we see prices continues to go lower, as what we have already been seeing what happened on 15th of April, where prices has starts to give us a little bit of hope, I would say, if you guys are trying to bet against the wave, and we are seeing that prices are unable to rebound and immediately just drops. And if there's a lot of events right now what we are facing, we could actually be seeing drop could be even further more. Okay, so that's the view on the long term, and on the long term, I'm expecting a short term rebound before prices continues to go lower, guys. Alright. And what's happened on the short term for today? So on the US dollar index for today's market movement, I've already been seeing that prices has been consolidating, building up a base, I would say, on the short term, but prices hasn't been able to break out higher than $98.30, and it's already been happening since yesterday. Whenever prices starts hitting $98.3, we are seeing that prices just slows down or unable to give any strong fight for prices to go back to hit, let's say, $99 or $98.50-60, and prices just slows down around here. So with this kind of market movement, I'm expecting that the US dollar index will still remain under pressure, moving on a sideways, and expect that market movement won't be that much, guys. Alright, so with the weaknesses appearing on the US dollar index, usually we could be actually seeing that gold market movement starts to move, or with the weaknesses appearing on the US dollar index, that has definitely benefited the gold market movement, where we are seeing every single time that the US dollar index weakens, we are seeing that gold prices always benefits. So let's say what happened last night, and let me just show you that when the US dollar index dropped that much, we are seeing that gold prices jumps immediately from 3,400 towards 3,430 in just a very short period of time with what has been happening on the US dollar index. And on the long run, it has been clearer than ever. Whenever we are seeing a big drop happen on the US dollar index, we do see that the gold prices has benefited a lot. Okay, so that's the view on theory, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But certainly with the strength coming back over the last few hours on the US dollar index, that's why we are seeing that gold market movement start to slow down. So let me just go back and show you guys and prove you guys that what's happening on the US dollar index, where it has been building some bases, we're actually seeing that gold movement starts to slow down. So that's why around these hours when we are entering US market sessions where a lot more activity will be coming next, I think it's too early to say to make some early decisions right now, because price actions around this time usually won't be showing us any clear signs or any clear market movement. Instead, it will be just moving on a certain range, and later on we'll be seeing a further market reactions happening, guys. Alright, so with the view that we are going to see a slowdown of market movement, I think it's best to wait out and see where it brings us next, because it will be the best decisions to do so, and we'll see how it works on later, guys. Alright. Okay, so price movement right now is a bit slow. We are seeing that price is consolidating on the gold, but let us move on to see what has been happening on the other currency pairs for tonight, guys. Alright, so as you guys could see, what's happening on tonight's currency pair, can you guys give me a little bit of a feedback what you guys are actually looking at the currency strength chart? So currency strength charts itself has been quite helpful in ways that we could actually immediately see almost all other single trading pairs inside one chart, and we can actually try to determine what's going on the currency strength. Okay, so as you guys could see that tonight I'll be waiting for your responses, but definitely we are seeing a very clear chances that the Japanese yen has been moving well for tonight compared against the rest of the pack, and good chances to see that tonight we are seeing that actually the Swiss franc has been weaker for tonight as well. So it's a bit of a surprise, but it does happen. So let me give you guys a little bit of time to look out, see what's going on. I know that it's a bit mixed. Definitely like what we are seeing on the New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar, pound sterling, as well as the Canadian dollar has been quite mixed. It hasn't been moving much, so that's why we're not seeing a lot of market movements for tonight. But other than that, you could actually catch up something and do something out of this market movement, guys. Alright. Okay, so far from what we have been able to see, not a lot of change, guys. That is certainly the trend from what we have been able to see, but other than that, we are actually seeing one clear trend happening, that tonight we are seeing that the US dollar is a bit mixed together alongside with New Zealand dollar, pound sterling, euro, Canadian dollar, as well as Australian dollar. But on the other hand, we are seeing that the Swiss franc tonight has been weaker. So what does that mean? That means we are trading US dollar, Japanese yen, we could actually be looking at some good gains especially if we are trading against AUD Japanese yen, CHF Japanese yen, maybe we could be actually getting some market movement. So let me just show you that tonight the biggest market movement is happening throughout this currency pair, CHF Japanese yen market. And what does this actually shows us that even though market movement hasn't been much, and particularly what we are seeing that CHF has been quite strong for most of the time, but other than that, we are seeing that the long-term trend still exists and good chances to see that prices will continue to move in those directions, guys. Alright, so we are right now on the cups, whether it will be breaking down of its original uptrend channel on the long term of the CHF Japanese yen, and good chances to see that prices will be going down lower instead, guys. Alright, so that's what I'm looking. If the market movement today has been weaker, you guys could actually take some good chances on the short term basis on the CHF Japanese yen, where it has been going quite weak since yesterday. As you guys could look out, market has been moving quite much for the Swiss franc against Japanese yen, and we are going to see that many market movements could be happening next as well, guys. Alright, so this is just one of the example. By using this chart, you guys could be actually making some good trading decisions. So let's say NZD Japanese yen, I'm looking at some weakness starts to appear, breaking down of the low. So this could actually be one of the good trading ideas that you guys could be getting out of tonight. And we are also seeing that AUD Japanese yen has also been going down lower. So these are just some good examples that you guys could be actually using and try to make some short-term trades, as Forex market has been quite slow. So we are waiting for some good momentums to actually look at prices starts to move, guys. Alright. And so far from what we have been getting at is tonight we are seeing that Canadian dollar is a bit weakened as well. And good chances to see that prices could drop as well, guys. Right, so CAD Japanese yen, AUD Japanese yen, and definitely USD Japanese yen, guys. So as you guys could see, over the last 15 minutes, we do see prices starts to weaken for the US dollar, and that could explain why we start to see some positive reaction coming out from the market. If the weakness starts to appear on the dollar, we could actually start to see price action starts to move here. Okay, so far our waiting hasn't been a waste, I would say. Prices has been moving well, price reaction has been good. Okay, so far we have already been seeing that prices has been able to hold itself pretty well, and so far our analysis has been in line, where we have already been viewing that gold could be moving much better compared to silver, And definitely if you guys are just joining us and you guys have missed out on our analysis, where we've really been discussing on the US dollar index, on also other forex currency pairs, and what are the implications and what are the most recent opportunities are happening. Make sure that you guys don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe so that you guys don't miss out on our next market analysis. And right now, we are trying to see and pan out where the market movement will be heading next. And certainly right now, we are focusing mainly on gold, and we are going to see other market later on. So if you guys are enjoying what you guys have been looking at, you guys are welcome to stay and see where we are going to see what the market movement will be happening next. And certainly from here, we have been able to see that prices has been able to retain itself really well on the support area. We could be seeing if prices starts to break out, good chances to see that the slowdown will be mostly around here, and we're going to see that prices starts to go higher instead. Okay, so right now it's a waiting game. Okay. So prices on the US dollar starts drop. Meanwhile, we are seeing that the Japanese yen has been benefiting and go higher and higher. So this is actually a good sign that some market movement starts to move around this hour, and we could actually be seeing some good market reactions happening next, guys. Alright, so let us see. But certainly there are going to be some interesting market movement happening soon, guys. Alright, so let us take a closer look on what's happening. Okay, so certainly we are started to see some good reactions starts to happen on gold, if on the short term. We'll see how it goes next, guys. Alright. Alright guys, so let us see how the market movement works next. And right now price reaction is a bit slow. We'll see. I'll be waiting for further confirmations. It's too early to say that we are going to get the immediate market movement soon. Usually it's going to take some time before we actually do see some good market movements happening, guys, especially with the lack of news and momentum won't be much. So I'm expecting that price movement will be a bit slower for tonight as well. Okay. So next, I think I'll be discussing what's going to happen. Meanwhile, we've already been touching on most of the forex pairs for tonight, and definitely let us see. Okay. So with the power still retained on the US dollar, index keeps on going weaker while we are seeing some good changes happen on the Japanese yen. Good chances to see that right now we are going to get some market reactions happening here, guys. Alright, so US dollar Japanese yen could be one of a good trade on the short term. We'll see. If everything goes well, we could see prices start to drop. Meanwhile, almost all of the other currency also drop. Let's say NZD Japanese yen drops, and AUD Japanese yen is also dropping. So let's see how the market movement works. Everything has been going on track, and right now we are not yet getting the confirmations coming out from the gold market as well. We are going to see and how the market movement works next. Certainly some good signs could be happening soon. We'll see. Okay, so let us discuss what's happening on the oil market. So what's happening on the oil market right now is actually we are looking at some good chances that prices has been able to break out higher than $63, and right now let us try to view on the long-term market first, guys. Right, so on the long-term market we're actually looking at some good signs that oil has been able to recover some of its losses, that prices is dropping from its peak over the last, I would say, last 2 weeks. That price has been dropping from $71 towards its lowest at $55, and from there we can actually be looking at some good chances that prices are right now on the cusp of breaking out of its downtrend channel. So this is one of the charts that you guys are seeing, and right now we are also looking at good chances that it could be breaking out of the resistance area between $59.95 towards $63, and right now we are right on the cusp whether it will be breaking higher or not. Okay, so around these hours and around this kind of market movement, it's very key. If prices has been able to maintain well, prices could be going higher. There are good chances to see prices will be able to touch $63 above on closing prices, and we could be seeing prices hitting back towards its previous high over the last week at $64, guys. But so far from what we have been seeing, prices is a bit slower for now, but there are good chances to see that all prices will continue its movement, breaking out of its downtrend and sideways, and we could be seeing prices playing around above $63, guys. Right, so far that is what the view we have been looking at the market. The breaking out has been very well. It is accompanied with, I would say, low selling resistance, low selling volume when it's down, and when it's jumping, it's going higher on a high volume. So everything has been going well, and we are seeing some good signs of low, high, low, higher, high, high, low, and that is certainly a good thing that we are expecting coming out from the market as well, and it has been happening as well. So let us see whether this kind of pattern still keeps on ongoing, and good chances to see prices will be moving on further later on. Alright. Okay, so it seems that gold market movement is still under pressure. It has been going higher, and later on onwards I'll be discussing what could be happening next on the stock indices as market starts to open on a few continents and European stock indices starts to open as well. We'll see how the market movement works later on, guys. Alright. So far, gold market movement has been stagnant. It's very clear, and we are going to see further market movements happening next, guys. Alright. So be patient. We're going to wait, and further will require further confirmations on the market before we actually do see market movement starts to work. Gold has been a bit slow. I certainly do agree that around this hour patience are required. We are seeing where the market bring us next, and good chances we will be seeing further market reactions happening soon. Okay. Okay, so far everything has been slow. We're going to see some good chances happening next, so we'll see, guys. Alright, so if you guys do have any questions on the market, you guys could let me know in the comments, and I'll be discussing it with you guys if you guys do have any questions about the market. Okay, but so far price reaction is a bit slow. We are waiting for further market confirmations. And once we are getting the confirmations, whether it's breaking out of the minor downtrend or whether it's breaking down of the support area, we are going to get the confirmations that we needed. Okay, so far from what I've already been seeing, the downtrend has been quite consistent and it's been showing signs that prices is a bit under pressure, but we'll see. Later market hours could be defining the trends, probably be giving us a little bit of a better market movement that could really change our view on the short term. Okay. So far, as we could also see that silver has been moving well, so there's chances that gold could also be benefiting out of it, as prices has been able to withstand its price pressure so far. But around these hours, it's definitely a very tricky moment. It's always been the case, and we're going to see further market movements happening on the next few hours. And right now we could actually be seeing that prices starts to consolidate, giving us a little bit of idea where the next market movement could be happening, giving us a good entry setup, and that is usually a good thing on our side, guys. Okay. So far price reaction has been slow, and in a moment later on we'll be discussing what's going to happen on the US stock indices, because we haven't been discussing much, and certainly with the opening of the market sessions around Europe and Asia, we try to see what are going to happen on those stock indices, as we are seeing further developments are still right now coming up on this market. Okay, so far we are right now waiting. It seems that the tendency of the gold market in the short term right now is going to weaken, as there are no signs of any improvement that we are seeing right now, and good chances to start seeing that prices could be going down weaker for now, guys. Right, so if this is happening, we could actually be looking at some good chances that prices could be dropping, and we are seeing the tendency that support won't be able to hold itself well. Good chances to see prices to drop further on if price continues to move in that direction. But so far as we are always knowing, guys, at around this hour we could be getting a false breakdown, we could be getting a little shake off and shake out of the market. So I won't be deciding on anything. I'm going to wait for further market confirmations before rushing in to make another decisions on where we should be putting our trades next, guys. Alright, because there's a huge tendency, as the rally has still been there on the gold, there's good chances to see prices to continue to go higher and higher instead of slowing down. So I'll be waiting and see where it brings us next, guys. Alright, if it breaks out the resistance, good chances we could immediately put our buy trade. If prices broke down the support area, we could immediately change our view on the market. So it's as simple as that. We are waiting for further confirmations before rushing in. That's the key, and the only way to do that is waiting and have a patience, guys, because rushing in usually won't be leading to a good thing. So I'm waiting for further confirmations. With such a low volume trading hour, we are waiting for further confirmations, guys. So if you guys are enjoying our live streaming sessions where we are watching out where are the good opportunities are happening, you guys could definitely follow, subscribe, like and share this video with your friends and relatives, because I believe sharing is caring, and that's what we are doing here. And if you guys love what you guys have been hearing so far, you guys could give us your support by giving us your likes and subscribe, guys. Okay, Okay, even though right now prices is moving a bit slow, but the direction has been pretty clear. We could be actually seeing prices hits towards 3442 next, guys. Alright, so pay attention, guys. Good chances to see another 60 pips movement or $600 for one lot size open trading, guys. Okay, so we'll see, but so far I won't be doing much, but I'm expecting that prices could be slowing down around here, guys. Okay, because trading around these hours is a little bit tricky as usual, and rushing in won't usually be resulting in a good position. So I'll be waiting for further confirmations at later hours, guys. Alright, but certainly if prices starts break out resistance, it's a buy. Prices breaks down support, it's a sell. It's as simple as that, guys. So what we are going to wait as a trader is the waiting game, guys. Alright, okay, so prices right now is a bit slow, giving us a little bit of support. Good chances to see prices could be going higher soon. Okay, so prices don't break down. It's a good thing that we are waiting, guys. Don't want to rush things, and definitely around this hour trading could be tricky, so I'll be avoiding, and mostly I'll be focusing more on analyzing, seeing where it will be bringing us on the next opportunities, guys. Alright, so far everything has been moving, not much particularly to say that over the last 1 hour. We're just saying that prices have been moving the most around 50 pips, guys, right? So it's not a big move, and I don't want to rush things, guys, right? Because if price starts to move out, breaking resistance, it's a buy. Breaking down support, it's a sell. It is as simple as that. Do your analysis, do your waiting game, and you could be getting some good ideas how the market will be moving next, guys, alright? So the oil market has been moving in line with our view. Hope you guys don't miss out any chances that we have already been sharing earlier on the market sessions, guys. Okay, so if you guys are missing some and you guys don't want to miss out on other market trading opportunities that we have been sharing with you guys, don't forget to follow, subscribe, so that you guys don't miss out on the next market analysis. And next we'll be watching on the US stock indices together with you guys. And I hope that you guys, if you guys are watching, don't miss out on another chance, because we've already been sharing this analysis quite early on the market, and definitely prices have been reacting quite well, moving on what we have already been seeing on the market for quite some time, guys. Alright, okay, so let us watch back towards the gold market, see where we'll be bringing us next on what market opportunity, guys. Okay, Okay, so far gold market hasn't been moving much, silver market hasn't been moving much, so definitely waiting is definitely required, guys. And if you guys have been enjoying analysis, you guys are welcome to follow, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family, because I believe sharing is caring, and right now we are sharing with you guys information that could help you guys deciding on where you guys could be doing your trades, and try to find out what this information could help you guys, because we are sharing not just on the short term, we are sharing on the long term, and we've already been discussing it for most of the times. Okay, so if you guys are late, you guys wanted to get those analysis, don't worry, you guys could be getting it tomorrow, as long as you guys follow, subscribe, and tomorrow we'll be discussing it together with you guys as usual, taking a closer look on short term for today, and also the long term, where it will be moving next on the next few days to the long term market for a few weeks. So right now we are focusing on gold, and I definitely hope you guys are enjoying your sessions here. Good chances to see that gold could be consolidating around here, breaking out higher, giving us a good resistance, and could be breaking out of the minor downtrend as we are speaking right now. Okay, so, so there are good chances to see price reaction starts to move over here. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about the market and you guys wanted to ask me, you guys are welcome to let me know on comments, and I'll be happily answering your doubts or any concerns that you guys have on your trading. Okay, so just chat me up and I'll be happily seeing your concerns and help you guys answer your uncertainty, guys, right? Okay, so far everything has been going well, not much of a change honestly speaking, and let us view what's happening on the US stock indices, guys. Okay, so what's happening on the US stock indices, and we'll be mainly watching how the market will be moving on the short term for now. Okay, so ETT, where is gold moving next? Are you guys asking for short term, or are you asking for the long term market movement? ETT, for short term, I would say that I'm expecting that prices will be moving on a huge consolidation for tonight, trading between 3450 towards 3480 at the moment from what I could be seeing, as prices has been going up quite fast. Okay, so short term I'm expecting that prices could be breaking out resistance, but will be moving on this huge range. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at short term. And definitely we are still waiting for further confirmation. So the tendency right now, we are seeing that support area has been holding well, good chances to see price starts to break out higher. So we are still waiting, but the tendency we are looking at to go for the bigger picture on the market, where we are expecting that prices could be breaking out of resistance, guys. Alright, okay, so it seems that there's going to be some market movement soon, as I'm seeing the consolidation is very near, almost breaking out of resistance, and good chances could be coming up next, guys. Alright, so I want to wait out first, see how it works, and later on we'll be discussing on the US stock indexes. Right now we're currently waiting for the right momentum. Probably the momentum could be here soon, so I'll be waiting for a while now, guys. Okay, we've actually been waiting for quite some times, and waiting for another few minutes won't be doing a lot of harm. Okay, Okay, so price starts to move. Price almost breaks resistance, but I'm still waiting, guys. Volume is a bit low. Could be giving us a false breakout. So I'll be suggesting that you guys pick further clarity of how the market movement works. Given that we are very near with resistance and hasn't been able to show any significant volumes, there are good chances to see a false breakout could be happening. So right now let us wait, see how the market reaction works, and we are getting further confirmations. Entering later will be giving us much more certainty and safety, guys, right? So price starts to slow down. Practically speaking, it's just moving 30 pips, not a big movement, with low volume as we are seeing it right now. Okay, still a bit slow market movement, guys. So we'll see if it's able to break out higher or not. Right now, we are on the cups of waiting to get the confirmations, but so far we haven't seen any significant market movement. We're going to wait. If this candlestick moves well, we could be getting the what sort of confirmations I'm looking out for? ETT, I'm looking out for confirmations that prices break out of the resistance with high volume, and certainly with a much better market movement, not the one that we are seeing this kind of slowness, because breakout we definitely need a lot of momentum, guys. Okay, so that's key. Big volumes and definitely bigger candlestick movement. If even though it's going to be if it's going to miss out on better entry point, but the certainty and the safety will be much better. Trying to assess the situation, because right now it hasn't been moving as well as I'm expecting, and certainly waiting couldn't be a bad thing to do, guys, right? Okay, it's already 58. Prices are still blocked by the moving averages from what I'm looking at, so I'm still waiting, guys. For me personally, waiting and missing out on 20, 30, 40 pips won't be a big problem, guys, because I'm trying to catch a swing. I'm a swing trader, so I'm trying to catch the big movement, a big swing, rather than the short-term gains. So maybe you guys have, if you guys has a good chances to get a good entry point, and 30, 40 pips is enough for you, that's a different story, guys. But right movement. Okay, so it seems almost done. I will be waiting for the next candlestick. Certainly that will be the case, guys, because there's a tendency that price will be slowing down after the candlestick is over, guys. Alright. Okay, so let us see how the price action has been moving on silver. Silver has also been moving positively. US dollar index wise, prices should be weakening. Okay, so that could be the signs that we are waiting. Okay, price is a bit slow, which is not expected, guys. I'm expecting a bigger and faster movement, but so far prices moves around 70 pips. Okay, because why I'm still not moving even though prices are breaking out of resistance, maybe that's your question, guys. Because one of my concerns is around here. We still have a resistance around here, yes, right? And that could be a big problem. Okay, so that's why I will be waiting for a much better market movement before heading out on the market. Alright, so it seems that price starts to slow down, so I'll be trying to take a few moments to analyze what's happening in the stock indices. Later on I'll be back on the gold, so don't worry guys. So far from what we've been looking at, the US stock indices, my view has been very clear. If there's no changes on the tariff side, we could be seeing prices slow down, and if there's any changes happen, we could be seeing prices breaking out higher. So far we haven't seen any changes on the tariff side, and we are expecting that prices on the stock indices could be on further weaker on the US stock indices. And it's not only happening on the US top 100, it's also happening on the SP 500 as well. We are seeing that prices has been further weakened with no signs of improvement. And so far from what we have been seeing, that every time prices touch the high, it's actually a good price to do a sell signs, as the risk will be a bit limited, and prices has been moving in that direction for most of the stock indices as well. So you guys could be expecting those kind of market movement, that you guys could be preparing to do some shorts on the US stock indices with how things has been evolving so far. Okay, so US 100 will be our main focus as usual, because so far from what we've really been seeing, that US stock indices on US 100 has been moving lower and lower. Okay. Alright, back to the gold market. But just in case if anything happens after US sessions closes on the US administration side, they are expecting something, they are announcing something, that could really change the movement on gold. But so far from what we have been receiving, from what the market movement has been there, I'm not looking at prices to break all-time high for tonight. I'm expecting a pullback should be happening, guys. Okay, so that's my expectations for tonight on the gold. I'm not expecting tonight we'll be looking at prices to break out all-time high, guys. Okay. Okay, so if you guys have been enjoying our analysis so far, and you guys wanted out, there's a link that you guys could join my community channel, and there's also other traders that you guys could chat, discuss what's going on in the market. You guys could be getting discussions and also insights about the market, guys. Okay, and certainly if you guys have been enjoying, you guys could support me by giving us your thumbs up, likes, and don't forget to follow and subscribe, so that the next time we are doing our analysis, you guys don't miss out on any market movement. Because last night we actually do get some good market movements, and we do make some good profits as well on this live. So if you guys don't want to miss out whenever there are good opportunities are happening on gold market, because we are focusing more on gold as most people are trading on gold. So if you guys don't want to miss out, don't forget to follow and subscribe. And if you guys think what we are sharing has been helpful, you can share this video with your friends and family, because I believe sharing is caring, and certainly what we are doing here is to help you guys as well. Okay. Alright, so the rest of the market hasn't been moving much, honestly speaking, where oil has also started to slow down a little bit with a high volume. Certainly that's the case, should be wary about it. And silver hasn't been moving much. Gold particularly I'm expecting to see how the next few candlestick to move. And certainly if you guys are curious, yes, in a moment, in another 2 minutes, I'll be to get access towards those, well, where I'll be sharing more information openly, because there's some restrictions here. You might VIP live as well. Alright, and let us see. Okay, so currency side so far hasn't been moving much, because as you guys could see that tonight currency side has been a bit mixed. So far from what we have been looking at, Japanese yen has been quite strong for tonight. Meanwhile, the rest of the currency pack has been a bit mixed, not moving much. So I'm expecting that tonight we are not going to see a lot of great market movements here as well. Probably we are getting a little bit of a false breakdown on some of the weaker and against the strongest currency pair. As you guys could see, prices have been continuing to go down lower on the strongest and the weakest currency pair for tonight. So definitely be aware, And if you guys have been opening some positions, make sure you guys do put your trading plan on place, guys. All right. So far, it has been in line. I'm not getting the optimism and a good candlestick movement, so I'll be waiting for the next market movement. And if you guys wanted to get more analysis and more insights that I could be sharing more openly with you guys are welcome to join my community channel, where you guys could be getting discussions, recommendations, and insights that you guys couldn't be getting here. Yes, there's some restrictions, and if you guys are going to join my VIB live, you guys could be getting access towards those by checking out my profile. But don't worry guys, if you guys have been joining here, I am sure that most of you guys have been getting some idea what we've already been talking about, what we've already been discussing, and what's the trajectory that we are expecting on the market movement. But for more insights, you guys are welcome to check out my community channel on my profile. So thank you very much. It's time. Hope to see you guys tomorrow, if not on my VIB live. And definitely we'll see how the market movement works. Today, I'm expecting that prices will be moving on the sideways, so not big surprises that could be happening. Alright, so for more information, you guys could check out my profile and chat with me there as well, guys. Okay, so hope to see you guys on my VIP live. If not, tomorrow on the same time, on the same place, guys. See you.